Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, come on in, join the family. Today I'll be sharing with you how I create my Bolognese meat sauce. So with this meat sauce, there are a bunch of delicious ingredients that I've incorporated. I'll be using a sweet Italian pork sausage by ButcherBox, of course, and you are more than welcome to use ground beef or to do an all veggie meat sauce. It's completely up to you. All of the ingredients will be listed below in the description box for you, as well as the instructions and the measurements for you to recreate this meal. Also, last but not least, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Like, comment, and share if you will. There's a notification bell that you can hit if you'd like to be notified every single time I upload a new video. And as always, all of the love and the support that you've been showing me on my videos is very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with this recipe. This is my personal Bolognese sauce. It's an Italian meat sauce that can be used in a variety of different dishes. Today I'll be using the Pappardelle pasta, which is the long, thin pasta, but you can use penne noodles, you can do spaghetti, you can do linguine, and you can also bake it into like a lasagna. Use this meat sauce in your lasagna. Oh my God, that would be so bomb. All right, so first I'm throwing in, as you can see, some extra virgin olive oil, followed by a little bit of butter. And I'm gonna throw this in the pan so we can go ahead and saute all of our veggies. And as you'll see in this next clip here, I'm gonna be throwing in some carrots, celery, onions, and sweet peppers, all chopped up finely. After those saute for a little bit, I will be throwing in about 4 cloves of garlic, and I'll let that simmer on medium high for about 4 to 5 minutes until they sweat and get soft. All right, so now that you are starting your saute on the veggies, now would be a good time to boil a pot of water, and you're gonna throw in 2 tomatoes. I like to use tomatoes on the vine because they're not like as hard as Roma tomatoes, and then not as soft and juicy as like the big hothouse tomatoes. So I like to use the tomatoes on the vine. I'll boil 2 of those in some salt water, and then once those are done, I'll pull them out, peel them, chop them up, and throw them in this mixture with the veggies. All right, guys, so this is the stage where we'll be adding our meat. I'm using some sweet Italian ground pork sausage by ButcherBox, and you can definitely substitute this for any other kind of meat. You can do ground beef, you can do ground turkey, or even omit the meat period and just kind of make a veggie Bolognese sauce. But yeah, we eat meat over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this pork sausage, and I'm gonna chop it up, get that nice and incorporated with the veggies. I don't really like it to be super like lumpy, so I'll go ahead and make sure to chop up this meat as much as I can so that it's just little tiny chunks. All right, guys, so next we're going to be adding our seasoning. I'm using that master salt that I really love. And then I'm also using some beef bouillon. And then to that, I'll be adding some black pepper, some coarse black pepper. And then once we get that mixed in and incorporated, I'll be working on my tomato products next. All right, so the next ingredient I'm going to throw in are some San Marzano tomatoes, which are like a special cut. I like to use canned tomatoes as well, so I'll use that. I'll also add in some tomato sauce and some tomato paste, and then I will throw in my dried herbs and parsley. All right, guys, so after this, the next step is going to be to add 2 eggs. I usually like to add eggs when I make like spaghetti or lasagna or any kind of like meaty sauce, only because I feel like it really brings the sauce together and it adds another layer of cohesiveness, if you will, to me at least. So I like to turn up the heat a little bit when I'm adding the eggs. That way, when I start mixing them in and incorporating them in, they'll scramble a little bit, like a soft scramble, if you will. So you definitely want to turn the heat up now to high just for a quick second until we fully incorporate and mix these eggs in. All right, guys, so the next step is going to be to add a half a cup of milk. You want to add this in if you're using as many tomato products as I am. If you're not using the tomato paste or the can of tomatoes or whatever the case is, then you can choose not to do the milk. But I chose to do that so that it would cut down on the acidity. And the last time I made this, I used a red wine, but I wanted to switch it up and use a white wine this time. So once again, when you're cooking, you are more than welcome to switch things out, change things around, be creative, be innovative. So that's what I did. Last time I made this bolognese sauce, I did not use the milk and I used a red wine as the base, and it came out a little bit more bold and more robust. But I wanted to switch it up this time, and I used the milk and some white wine. So you're more than welcome to do whatever combination suits you. All right, you guys, so this bolognese sauce is almost done. At this point, you definitely want to turn down the heat to about medium-low. Will need time to simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. I like to give it that time so it thickens up and all the flavors are able to settle in and sink in. So I definitely want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this tutorial with me. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video.